Nairobi, Kenya, a city of creative chaos, where outsiders see disjointed systems and complicated processes. Residents here see ways to improve their lives and those of fellow citizens. Africa's center of gravity is shifting east as Nairobi emerges into a hub of creativity and innovation. I'm Desmond Dickerson from Cognizant Center for the Future of Work. I'll be speaking with entrepreneurs, corporate innovators, and educators about how they're all working together to make Nairobi a place of the future. The genesis of Nairobi's tech scene can be traced back about 10 years to the introduction of fiber optic cables. A key player in that was Dr. Batangi Ndemo. We're here today to talk to him about his role in government and in preparing young people for the future of Nairobi. Given your role as a professor at the University of Nairobi, playing a key role in building the future here, what role do you think that academic institutions should play in the future of Nairobi?
The academic institutions are very critical to changes that are happening in society. For example, now we are moving into the fourth industrial revolution. So we need to get more younger people who can take risks in terms of getting into new curricula and teaching what is relevant in the future, not today.
What other opportunities are there for the government to continue to push this trajectory forward?
The government must begin to spend more on research because young people are working on these new applications. If government cannot support them, they usually get desperate and sell their innovations at a very early age before they can realize the full potential.
A big part of being a place of the future is attracting talent, pulling people in. If someone were coming here, setting up a business and ready to get going, where would you take them so they could get a taste of Nairobi and really dig in their roots here?
Somebody who is trying to decide to be here, there are so many incubators, accelerators. You can go to Nairobi Garage, iHub.
Nairobi's emerging startup scene is creating immense need for office space. Traditional offices are a bit too expensive, while home offices don't quite offer enough space. Enter co-working spaces. Places like Nairobi Garage are emerging all over the city as hubs for creativity and community for Nairobi's entrepreneurs.
We're coming to the country as an investment fund, as an accelerator ready to invest in tech startups. So we sort of had the idea of, well, we'll run a kind of small co-working space alongside the investments that we're doing. It was really just by the by. But after a couple of years of doing that, we realized like, wow, we were completely oversubscribed. We as the investment fund were just like squeezed into a corner kind of thing. And all of these startups were kind of like taking up all of the rest of the desk space. So we just decided to pivot towards, running a kind of co-working space and innovation hub.
And is there something that you all have been particularly proud of the work that you've done through Nairobi Garage?
So much of the kind of startup and tech industry has kind of passed through our doors at one stage or another. So we have some huge companies that have been like kind of birthed out of Nairobi Garage. Branch is one of them. They do digital loans via M-Pesa. So they're like a huge company now. Like they've scaled like, over Africa and are doing like amazingly well. And they just started like 2 guys, 2 desks,
Right here at the Garage. Whether through startups or at large corporations, the fintech sector is driving Nairobi's innovation economy. I talked to Catherine Moraga of City and Bank to learn more about how that dynamic is playing out. Given that you're working at a larger bank here, and some of the smaller companies, they're more agile, they're putting a little pressure, on the big banks. What are some of the exciting technology developments that are happening in financial technology?
I think if you look at Kenya and the mobile phone penetration, a lot of products have been layered on top of M-Pesa. So it's really exciting. For example, now you're at the supermarket, you've just done some grocery shopping, you don't have cash or you've forgotten your cards. I can clear your bill from the comfort of my office or at home. And just tapping into all this data that's being churned out to enrich things like credit scoring. Because where SMEs are thriving, the economy will thrive.
So is this a part of the e-commerce platform as well, or is this just person to person?
It can be the supermarket settling its electricity bill. So that's business to business, again through M-Pesa. Or it can be a business, like a government agency, perhaps giving a tax refund to a person. So we've really grown, if you look at extending the mobile ecosystem to facilitate payments and lending and savings and investing.
How did Nairobi arrive at this place of digital maturation so quickly? Because really, just in the past 10 years, has kind of leapfrogged many countries, going from minimal internet connectivity to now, very robust mobile technology.
We have access to affordable internet. I mean, the network reach is almost 100%. And also, just government focus on ICT, that has really helped in terms of what you're seeing now.
What elements of the culture are really influencing and impacting innovation and technology here?
Infusion of art, and I guess videos. Videos have really been used to position products and also position their rollout.
Muthuri Kinyamu, video producer, marketer, and tech entrepreneur. He spent his whole career turning culture into content into commerce. What impact is the art and culture scene having on innovation here in Nairobi?
We have a vibrant and creative scene, So from film, from arts, dance, and being able to, I think, combine that or the intersection of that, like media, technology, and business. It's like a holy trinity of, how do we create, how do we serve, and how do we monetize? I think technology brings that. And I think narrative-wise, people are going against the tide. People are, the underdogs, have alternative distribution channels that they can be able to showcase that beyond the traditional media. So people have sort of, I think, discovered, alternative ways to be heard, to be seen, and to consume whatever is not mainstream.
What are some factors that you think could slow down the trajectory of Nairobi?
When you look at, where do you want to live? It's beyond the opportunity. It's the infrastructure, traffic, housing, connectivity, power, security, how's the healthcare, how's it generally to live, As we modernize the infrastructure, how are we dealing with challenges like garbage, pollution, all these things? And so I think we kind of now need a new blueprint to take us to the next level.
Policy can enable, and also policy can stand in the way. If you look at our small and medium enterprise, the problem is policy, which is not coherent across. You find the national government is taxing at this level, then you have a county government also with their own plans. So you end up messing up an enterprise that would have grown. That becomes a hindrance.
Nairobi has catapulted into mature digital enablement without some of the more traditional tech infrastructure. So what can other places with similar infrastructure learn from them?
The difference between Nairobi and other cities in the world is that you have so many young, educated people. God has given us so many problems that any one solution you create to the problem, you succeed. Because in entrepreneurship, we say an opportunity is actually a problem on the other side, which you need to look at.
Nairobi is bursting at the seams, and the energy is palpable. The population is expected to grow to 5 million in the next 5 years, and foreign direct investment is growing even faster. The influx of investment dollars and burgeoning population are combining with a youthful exuberance to create an incubator of innovation. As a result, Nairobi has 200 active startups with a thriving scene of co-working spaces. Nairobi's tech scene has been surging for the past 10 years and looks to continue, especially in the areas of mobile technology and fintech. Nairobi has all the key ingredients it needs to continue its growth into a place of the future. The work ahead starts today in these places of the future. Cognizant is already helping customers make their businesses, operations, and work fit for the future in the fourth industrial revolution. To learn more, please visit cognizant.com.